Hi, lovers. Welcome back to the Lintorious podcast, episode 3. Guess what? It's December 31st. What does that mean? It's my birthday. I turned 44 today. We're dropping 2 episodes on my birthday, December 31st, because it's my birthday and I want to be extra. And that's why I'm wearing this crown right now. But episode 3 of the Lintorious podcast. Jaylin White is back co-hosting with me. Today, you get just me and Jaylin conversing, connecting, hoping that you all connect with us. We talk about personal growth, connections. We talk about friendships, Chappelle, and everything else that comes to mind. So thank you for caring and for joining us. And we can't wait to continue to spend time with you. So thank you and have a very, very happy new year. Bye. Episode 3 of the Lintorious podcast. This is our sound effect budget right here, 99-cent store. Right here.
And they're probably going to hate this in the edit.
Welcome back, my special guest co-host, Jaylin White.
Ooh.
If we are in the same outfit, it's because, again, our budget allows us to do 4 episodes in one day.
Changes. No. Not hungover. I'm still drunk.
He's still drunk. He's still hungover, but he had an egg roll. He is doing okay.
Some lumpia. Hoi.
You're doing okay. What ethnicity is your boyfriend?
He is Filipino.
He's Filipino?
Yeah.
You can't call a Filipino Jackie Chan. Think of something else. Jackie Chan is Chinese. Bruce Lee is Chinese.
Jet Li.
Jet Li's Chinese.
I'm running out of Asian people I know.
You got your little Joe Coy.
I'm just waiting for him to call me Martin Luther King back for me to get mad about it. Just waiting. For him to make a civil rights joke.
But he doesn't?
He doesn't. I keep telling him it's time.
It's time. But he's not the comedian you are.
Yeah.
He's not the comedian.
But he's goddamn sensitive like one.
Is he?
But he's a singer, so he's super.
He's a Filipino singer. That's groundbreaking, y'all. They all sing.
And I mean soul music.
Soul?
Yeah.
What's his go-to song?
Shit. What has he been singing lately?
Let me change that question. What has he sang to you?
He sings a lot of things. He be singing Brandy.
He does.
He be even taking it to the gospel. He be singing the Clark Sisters.
What?
Yeah.
And how long you been together?
Just a few months.
Ooh.
Like 3-4 months, maybe.
Did you make the move or he made the move?
Well, he followed me. I posted a thing about trans women that Angelica Ross from that show Pose. Okay. She had reposted. Mm-hmm. And then he followed me from her page. Okay. And then I thought that I had met him before. So I messaged him after he liked all my pictures. Mm-hmm. And I was like, hey, do I know you from somewhere? Mm-hmm. And he was like, why? Because all Asians look alike? And I was like, well, you said it. And then we just kept talking from then. And then we met up eventually.
Oh.
And then, yeah. He has a great sense of humor.
He does, because he's come to our shows. And
he loves stand-up more.
He hasn't been offended once, yeah.
More than anybody that I've ever dated. Like, he just watches stand-up specials, like, on his own time. Good. He's watched Doors, like, on his own time without me nudging him.
Sweetheart.
Yeah, like Pauline, he watched her on YouTube and things like that. He's watched other shit that you have on YouTube.
Oh, he finds interest in your interests.
Yeah.
You really like this one? It's a keeper. Were you friends first?
Ish, yeah.
You were friends first? Do you think it's healthy to be friends first?
I think so. I think that largely our connection is very friendship based. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm like, if you're a good friend to me, you'll be a great partner.
Think so?
Yeah.
That's true.
Because I feel like at the end of the day, love is great, but I still need you to like me.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? And if you can keep liking me, you'll keep choosing me.
Because I've heard that question before. Like, before you date someone, ask yourself if you would be their friend if you weren't attracted to them.
Right. That's very important to
me. Right?
Yeah.
Because we don't talk about friendships enough.
We don't. We don't.
Talk, people don't
because
talk
nobody's
about
friends. We all hate each other.
We don't talk about friendship. But friendship to me, you know what? My friends, like, to some people it don't make sense, but I like to explain because my friends, I treat them like family.
Yeah. Same.
Because I don't have a lot of family. I just have my son and my brother,
who is adorable, by the way.
Yeah. So it's like when I say I love you like a friend, that means I love you like family, and I'm gonna be there for you like that, and I'm gonna drive you crazy the way family drives you crazy. You know, that's friendship to me.
Yeah.
You know,
I definitely resonate with that. Like, I try to, my mom, and being a nurse and a therapist, like, has always been intentional about teaching me how to treat other people.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like an elementary value, like, treat people how you want to be treated.
Yeah.
But like the value in actually doing that, you know what I mean? Like, because a lot of times people will meet you back with that and the beauty of that. And then when you meet people that are not actually from LA or this area, like, they don't have a lot of people, you know, and then so trust is like scarce for them, you know what I mean? And so being somebody that has roots out here, if we are able to bond, like, I have so many places foundationally that I could take you to and hang out with you, and you be safe and be able to be yourself. And then so I don't take friendship lightly. No. But in this game, what is a friend? Oh
my God. It took me so long, like, to understand that in comedy or in show business, there's no such thing as a friend. It is very rare. Yeah. It is a very rare. Yeah. And because, well, first of all, let me go back. When you say treat others the way you want to be treated, I always think about how I like to be left alone. So I'm like, what does that mean? The same thing? But no, because I've, you know, in episode 1 of my podcast, when we started, I said I wanted to clear the air and apologize to anybody I've been shitty to.
Should have never apologized.
Like, I am so sorry if I've hurt your feelings or offended you or anything, but trust, if I call you my friend, I really, you know, didn't know a lot of times if I was fucking up, you know what I mean? But I mean, who hasn't done fucked up shit? Exactly.
Sometimes we unintentionally or subconsciously lead with our own trauma, and you don't realize that you're asserting yourself in that way, but it takes somebody good in your life to be like, hey, I don't like this that you're doing. I don't like when you, and then so you guys can move forward with intention. I think intentionality has changed my life. Like, just deciding, like, I'm going to treat you this way. I'm going to hold you accountable, and I expect the same in return. So communication. Communication is key.
Communication. You know how many people don't communicate? Like,
and
how
the fuck they do.
They think they do. Like, how am I supposed to know what bothers you if you don't say it? You know what I mean?
Psychics. We're mind readers. We know.
And then the crazy thing is, in relationships that I've experienced, like romantic relationships, I always say what's on my mind, and then I'm always labeled as crazy. That always happens. And maybe I am crazy. They're not wrong, but I'm saying you don't have to label me that just because I'm blunt with what I'm saying, or I'm just telling you. I'm telling you how I feel.
You should be able to be expressive,
right?
And it not be received as way. That's why I like your material when you're like, women will be like, people say that women are complicated, but it's really men.
Joe. because listen,
she pointed out a man in the room.
Joe, my EP is a straight man.
He's straight? No.
He's a straight man. See, because my material yesterday, and that was the first time I did that material.
I love it.
I know, because it's true. Because men are like this. Men are like, I want you to be into women. I want you to be in. Fucking shut up with that motorcycle over there. Men are like this. I want man. To a woman. I want you to be independent, but still need me, but don't be needy. You know what I mean? And men are like, I want you to tell me what you want, but if you're too forward about it, now you're bitchy. I want you to be smart, but don't make me feel like you're smarter than me.
Exactly. And the fact that the audience was like,
you're talking to the wrong man.
That's true. Oh,
That was just white supremacy that got in frame, guys.
He's just like, you're wrong.
You don't know what you're talking about.
That's definitely true.
That's true. That's true.
Wrong.
It is the wrong man. That is what I've been. But majority. That's what and then we're complicating. And then all women say to men are, we just want you to listen. And then they're like, fuck.
This bitch.
You're stressing me out.
And the fact that I love our audience because that absolutely like resonated with them. You know what I mean? Like, and it just goes to show the type of relation. Who the fuck is calling me from Paris? And just the relationships in my family. And I'm looking at them and the girls are like, exactly.
Right?
And I'm like, don't tell on yourself. Don't tell on yourself. But it's just like that resonates with people because it's true, because people are not communicating and they think that they have a strong communication style or they think they know what it means to be connected or to be in friendship, and they just don't.
And you know what? One of the best questions I've ever heard in any relationship interaction is, what is the most difficult part of being in a relationship with me? And to just listen to that. I know it might be hard to listen to and hard to communicate it, but what a growth you can have when you actually ask each other that question.
Yeah.
And then, what is your favorite part about being in a relationship with me? But hey, Bubba, I have no idea. That's my son, y'all. Because we have such a high budget that we're doing this in such a big
We are in a studio.
Apartment live from Alhambra, California.
But we have lights.
What is the most difficult part of being in a relationship with me? Try that. Try asking someone. That works in friendship too, and it works in a boss relationship or coworkers or business people, you know?
Yeah, I'm never gonna ask that. I'm not, because I don't want that feedback.
But that's good. You know.
Yeah, I'm going to go without that negativity.
So you're going to say, what is your favorite thing about being in a relationship with me?
I don't even need
to know that. Okay. But
because I know you're enjoying it.
You know what your favorite thing is? Everything. Every single thing about me. No. You are easy to be in a relationship with, though.
Thank you.
I mean, from what I know, I don't know you like that. Like, I'm not his boyfriend.
Together. You want to find out? Fuck around and
find
out.
Nobody knows you like your partner. Nobody knows you like Karina knows Joe or whatever, you know?
Well, Jackie Chan is toxic.
Joe Coy. He's not He's not Jackie Chan. Just because he's short.
Well, he slapped a man for me. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He's Kung Fu.
He slapped a man for you?
Yes. In the club like 2-3 weeks ago.
Did he have to reach really high? Was it really?
Well, they were the same height.
Okay.
But he snatched him up by his shirt first and brought him over to me and was like, because the man kind of groped me. And then he snatched him up by the shirt and walked him over to me like he was his mother. And he was like, did he just touch you? And I said, no, but he did, but no. And then he let the man go. I'm paying the bartender, and I turn around, and he's back over there. And he Jackie Chan, that man, Bruce Lee, Jet Li, all of them.
Wow.
He's all of them.
How sweet.
Kung Fu Panda.
Wow. And that turned you on? He got laid that night?
He did. I was like, I don't know about it. This is not okay, but I like it.
But you felt protected. You felt protected by him.
It was in my honor.
Right. Well, now, would you slap a man for him?
Absolutely.
That's right.
I'll slap him.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying do violence.
Yeah,
this is not what we're saying. We're just saying to
don't fight
show
people.
Protection and
Unless
love.
You have to.
Yeah, he needed to do it. He needed to send a message.
Sure.
Have you? What has from doing stand-up comedy, what have you learned the most about yourself?
That I'm incredibly insecure.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Is your producer playing videos while we are watching?
Ethan, can you turn that down or take it to the room, Bubba? Okay.
He's like, no, I live here.
So you learned
We're in the studio.
So you learned that you're very insecure.
I'm very insecure, and it has helped me really face a lot of my insecurity. And I also never realized that the way I treat myself is I see
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I don't have one. Go ahead. My boss was just talking to me. You guys, I don't know if you heard
Because
that.
we're waiting to get
How great
paid.
would it be if I was just watching?
Joe started watching because we're so
I
interesting.
was like,
Sound off.
even the producer is over us.
The producer just started watching Game of Thrones. And,
Speaking of which, I'm waiting for House of the fucking Dragon to come back.
okay, so
But
you're
no,
insecure.
but that I'm insecure.
And you're so.
I've had to like face it, the fact that I treat myself like through what I assume people see me as, so through the assumption of other people's perception of me. And so it's been healing to go bomb somewhere and then walk away and be like, that was that night, or that was that audience, or I wasn't on. But I used to take it so personally, and in the wake of taking it personally, it would bring up so many feelings and emotions where I'm like, I should just do it now. I should just end it all.
But you've grown so much as a person just from, because stand-up comedy will put a mirror in your face.
Yeah.
I did not admit to myself that my dad was abusive until I started doing stand-up.
Wow.
Like before stand-up, I used to be like, I mean, he didn't always hit me.
Yeah.
That's just normal stuff, you know? Like he just smacked my mom sometimes. That's fine. But then when I did stand-up, I was like, I said the word, my dad was abusive, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah. And then they laugh, and then they laugh, and it's like, do you think my life is funny?
Thank you. Keep buying tickets.
Exactly. Because it is.
No, but yeah. So what I'm saying is that stand-up will have you grow so much as a person if you do it right.
Yes.
If you're really into it, if this is not just a hobby, you just want to write some jokes, whatever. But I get really romantic about stand-up.
Yeah. No, it's personal.
It's
like
very
to me,
personal.
it's that boyfriend that I've been trying to break up with that just won't let me go.
They won't let.
And
Maybe
when I try
stand-up
to
is the
do
one.
something else, that dick calls me back.
But you're so good at stand-up, though. We wouldn't be friends.
Appreciate
We wouldn't be cool like this if you weren't. If I didn't like your comedy.
She's lying. She likes me because the people come out. She's a booker, guys. Don't let her fool you.
Like I had a joke on Instagram about everyone had a show that's so and so and friends.
Yeah.
And mine is Lin Sun and comics who can fill seats.
Facts.
That's basically the truth.
Because that's the game.
Because you have to add value to the show.
Yeah, that's the game.
Because it's rare. I call Jaylin a unicorn comic because he's funny. He also hustles, and he also gets asses in seats, and he's a good person to work with. That's a unicorn. Usually it's like the people who can get asses in seats aren't that funny. People who are hilarious can't get asses in seats.
Yeah.
It's like usually one or the other. But when you can do all of it, fucking unicorn.
Yeah,
You know?
I like that.
But we're going to grow. We're going to keep growing.
We're going to keep growing.
We're
And
going to
I
keep
think...
developing as people.
Yeah, and like really being intentional about being friends, knowing that doesn't really exist in this game and in this like genre of work that we do. Like people are fake, they lie, they're inconsistent, they don't keep their word, they don't show up. I was supposed to be here at 10:30, but I still got here. And I'm still drunk.
And you know what? I even said, Jaylin, I was like, if you don't want to come, it's fine, you know. And I was genuine about it. Like, if you don't want to come, it's fine. And he was like, no, I'm coming. I'm gonna be there.
I'm in the Uber.
Yeah, he was
trying
in the
not
Uber.
to throw up.
And he was in the Uber. But you know what? There are a lot of no integrity.
Yeah.
Have some integrity, people. That's part of personal growth. Have some integrity and, be your word.
Yeah.
Be your word. Credibility is huge.
Yeah,
I'm all about that.
That's what I told you stands out about you. It's just you keep your word, you have integrity, you're honest, you know what I mean? You're genuine, like you're willing, like if you want to be friends, I'll be a friend to you. And I love that because that is rare.
That is
and then
rare.
especially with people who book you, they're the last persons that are people that are your friend.
16. But you're saying all this stuff because you've never dated me? If you date me, you have a different narrative.
I would. I mean, have you ever met a toxic couple? I mean, we could be the black and Cambodian Ike and Tina.
Ike and Tina. Oh, I'm terrible in breakups. I'm terrible. I need personal growth in breakups. I need to grow the fuck up. You know what they say? You know what I learned is that in relationships, you are
the wounded child.
Yeah.
You're at that age where that trauma happens. So, for example, my dad left when I was 15. So when I jump into a relationship, I'm automatically 15.
You become that 15-year-old, yeah.
So I'm automatically like, he's going to abandon me. He's leaving me. Blah. But for me to know that was a breakthrough for me.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you know, I'm not being my highest self. I'm not being 43-year-old Lin. I'm being 15-year-old abandoned teenager.
Yeah.
Right? So...
But that's what those feelings will bring out, and that's why, like, I keep coming back to intentionality. Like, I try to, because I have that in me too, that trauma and all that shit, but I try to, in love, lead from a place of, I need this to be healing for the both of us and cathartic for the both of us. So with a partner that I really like or I'm falling in love with, I will go out of my way to be like, I want to understand your why. And I want to know, okay, you acted out in a moment of insecurity or you're being an ass tonight, but instead of me matching your energy and being an ass, I'm going to slow down and be like, what is this? How can we grow from this? You know what I mean? But also nobody's been that way with me. So I think that I'm doing it now more so because, like I said, treat people how you want to be treated. Like, you know, if I want somebody to honor me in a certain type of way, I have to lead with that. Like, there's a biblical scripture where it says, if you want friends, you have to first consider yourself friendly. So you have to be the type of person you want to be. There's also a quote in that movie, the famous movie, The Women, where one of the ladies says, I'm the man I want to marry, and that's the problem. And it's just like, you know, like you have to be that, but you have to, because if you're not, how can your partner is only going to come along and mirror you, or friends are going to come along and mirror you or hold up a mirror to you. So instead, be the type of friend, the type of partner that you want to be innately on your everyday basis. And then you'll attract that. Right. You know, and then when you don't, you'll be clear on the fact that this is not what I'm worth. I don't need to be here. Right. You know what I mean? You can see the red flags clearly. I used to ignore the fuck out of red flags.
We ignored that fuck out of... Please, red flags. We all have red flags.
What's a red flag?
We all have red flags.
Subjective.
Joe, what's your red flag?
He's white.
I mean, the red flag I ignored was that she bluntly said, I don't know that I really like you like that. And then I was like, you will eventually.
It works though. He's married now. But
well, no, this wasn't with my wife.
Oh.
I didn't just wear her down like some 90s rom-com or something. No, this was a failed relationship.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because I just ignored that blatant flag.
Yeah.
Then I was heartbroken 2 months later when I finally realized, she's not into me.
Wow.
Damn.
And then I was mad at her about, and then it's anyway. So that was my red flag I ignored.
Wow.
And then I stopped being with people who didn't want to be with me. It was great.
Concept.
You see how that changes your life?
Concept. Just be with people. What?
So be with people that want to be with you.
Oh. So don't go chasing them the way like I'm trying to chase my dad's love. Don't go chasing that shit. Don't go chasing the man.
Oh, TLC. I was about to say TLC said it first.
Don't be doing that. Oh, Lynn. Come on. We're learning.
We're learning. But that's the beauty in being human.
Yes, we are learning. We are growing.
Yeah.
Man, I can't wait. The man that I end up with is going to be amazing.
He is. He's going to be incredible.
He's going to be incredible.
You know what I mean? Because he's going to value you as a boss, your independence and autonomy, your hold of agency, that you are your own woman first. And I think that people, sometimes when they get in relationships, it's the Digimon playing in the background for me.
See, this is the 90s sitcom.
Oh my God. I know, yeah. There's no violin. There's no yeah. Oh my
but
God.
You're absolutely going to have that because
I will.
A boss is supposed to attract a boss.
He's coming.
And I think that we live in a time where people honor gender norms and relationship constructs to a level of straight people specifically. Because they'd be like, a woman's supposed to be like this, a man's supposed to be like this. And I'm like, but do you guys even like each other? You know? And then so I think you're going to find somebody that honors you, that's unique to what you need and what you want.
I know.
You get what I mean? And I think that that's the beauty also in being an artist, because that 9-to-5 ass thinking, we don't operate by.
Oh, Joe, the light went off.
She said,
is that okay?
We've had enough.
Oh, the light just, the battery.
Yeah. Oh, okay. We keep going. We keep going.
Because she's
But,
like, we had enough.
No, he's coming. Eminem's coming. Eminem's on his way. Eminem's gonna be
Yes.
here.
You know, I don't do white men.
But I mean, I came to America to date white men for the privilege. If I wanted to date an Asian man, I'd stay in Cambodia. I could just do that in Asia. I came here because I want to get a white man so I can get away with murder.
Yeah.
That's what it's for.
I wanted, sometimes I'm like, I want to date a white man. I mean, my sugar daddy, as we talked about previously, was white. But like, I want to date a white man, but the moment that he says big black cock, I'm done.
Oh my God.
This
You
is
don't
not,
like that?
No.
It's too vulgar. It's too...
I'm not in the fields. You know, you're not just finna talk to me any type of way. You know what I mean? I'm past
my
the civil rights era.
I thought you wanted that. But you want that from your man. You only want that from Jackie Chan. Or,
Yeah. See, you're calling him Jackie Chan because he done
What else am I
slapped
gonna-
somebody.
You're Filipino Jackie
He's a
Chan.
fighter.
Oh, I love talking about relationships and friendships and connections and all that
do.
stuff. It's a whole thing. Personal growth is my jam.
Yeah.
Self-healing is my
Yeah.
jam.
We were going to talk about some connections.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about Chappelle.
Let's get into that.
Chappelle?
Neither one of us are connected, so I was like, connections weren't the right segue.
No, Chappelle. Because see, that's one of my deal breakers if a man doesn't like Chappelle. Oh, yes, baby. I have no idea, baby. You got to play on your phone. All right. My boss won't let me. There's Joe rustling in the background. I don't know. Do we just keep going,
He's
or
wrestling in the
do we
bag.
pause or keep going, Joe?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He didn't
so
think he was going to do...
With the Chappelle.
from here.
Yeah.
What?
Transitioning into the.
Oh, okay. I want to talk about Chappelle.
Let's talk about him.
Chappelle. That's one of my deal breakers. If a man does not like Chappelle,
Same.
isn't that a deal breaker?
It is, because people don't recognize the genius in what he does.
Right.
And they just look at like the controversy or offense.
Yeah.
Or that, you know, is publicized, but people don't realize that he is a comedy goat. He's a trailblazer.
Yeah.
Like, he's literally an icon
Right.
in what he does. And so, yeah, if you don't like Chappelle, I don't fuck with you.
Because they could say, like, I respect him, I like him, I just didn't like that specific bit.
Yeah.
Or I just didn't like that material.
And that's okay.
You know, but not to say like, oh, he's terrible or disrespect him or whatever. I'm not into that.
Yeah.
And it's important that the person I'm with or I'm friends or whoever is open-minded
Yeah.
and can see past, you know what I mean? They're not
Yeah.
just listening to what everybody else is saying.
Yeah. Honestly,
Yeah.
because if you don't like Chappelle, then we know you don't have taste.
You're not going to like my comedy. You're not going to like our comedy
Yeah.
if you don't like Chappelle.
You know, but he's just one of those comedians that I'm very so much like, two things can be true at the same time. Like, he can be an icon and a trailblazer, and then maybe somebody doesn't like one bit or one joke. You know what I mean?
Because he's controversial.
Yeah.
And I fucking love controversial people. If they're
you
smart.
should be. You should be thought provoking in
Yeah.
your comedy at some level. You know.
And I love that he says, you know, comedians have a responsibility to speak recklessly.
Right.
But I don't want all you little Gen Z white man comic open micers to go out and take that and
Yeah.
and
Because
just start saying shit.
You've been reckless enough by birthright.
I'm saying he says speak recklessly, but also thoughtfully.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
also be smart about it, be intelligent, not just.
Like when everybody ran and said that he was transphobic, like he was literally, if you listen to it in its fullness, he was talking about having a trans woman friend in which was his friend that he allowed to open for him.
Right.
So he held space for this trans person
Right.
at such a high level.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so it's just like, even though he's making this joke, at the same time, he is acknowledging that cisgendered black straight men can be friends with people from the LGBT plus community, and we can crack jokes on each other, and it's not personal the same way you would with your family on the front porch.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
Remember when we could do that?
Remember at times when we could say
You could
things
just
that people
talk
didn't
shit.
like?
Yeah. And then they just had to deal with it.
Yeah. Remember? Like, when did that stop? 2010. You know?
But no, he did, and I love that story too. But then remember, what do you say to the people online that were like, he's using her to exploit for money and or whatever? He's using her,
Which is crazy
to, like,
because she's
cover
dead.
up. Like they said he's using that story to
Unalive. That's because you guys are sensitive to the word death now, or died, or dead. So we say she's unalive.
She's unalive. She's unalive.
The fuck, man.
But yeah, what do you say to people who say that? Who said he's using her to cover up the fact that he's transphobic or whatever? You know, what do you
I'm
think?
like, well, where did you get the transphobia beforehand?
Where? Who? I'm sorry, my son. What is it, Bubba? I don't know where it is, sweetheart. I'm sorry. Do you see pink headphones anywhere over there?
I'm not looking for it.
What are you looking for, my dear?
My other iPad.
Oh, I don't know where that is, sweetheart.
This is the studio executive. We're just trying to get things
I
out
know.
the way.
We have to stop. You know how when the boss walks in, you got to stop everything.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to stop what they're doing.
He's just making sure we're okay, and we want him to be okay.
Okay. we just make sure we
so
get
we
paid.
can continue to work.
Even though he just walks in the room, wanders. Yeah. Everyone's got to stop.
Like a true boss.
Yeah. But okay, so where did you get where you would ask, where did they get that information?
Where did you get the transphobia beforehand? Like, and then you bridge that into or conflate that with him telling the story. He's using this woman now.
God
but
damn, we got some. Just it's right there. Just turn it off.
This is gonna be a hell of an edit.
Or not. But
Or not.
But okay, so the transphobia.
But it's just like, where would you have gotten it beforehand? Because what did he say that was transphobic before the story?
Right.
So he told a story, and then you're like, he's using it to cover. But where was the initial, issue?
Yeah. Like, since when did making... Here's my question. I know this is a controversial question, but I'm going to ask it. Because how is it punching down if we're all equal?
Exactly.
I thought we were all equal.
But I think people have to see themselves as being equal.
Exactly.
You know.
So how is Chappelle punching down on LGBT if you're all equal? You're equal to Chappelle.
Yeah. It's the same way I can sit in front of a white comic and that white comic make a lot of like black or colored people type of jokes. And then it'll just be like, I might not like it all the time, but at the same time, I can delineate the difference between this person's racist,
right,
or this is this person's point of view.
Yeah, he's just trying to be funny, whatever.
And then we're also in a specific type of space.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I'm not holding your comedy because as being somebody that writes, I'm not holding your comedy for face value for who you really are as a person. I know it could be an exaggerated version of you. It could be half your truth. It can be hints of your truth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't mean that every story you tell is word for word your experience. Like, you might have exaggerated the fuck out of your experience as means to make it funny. And then so I just treat comedy in that sense. So it's hard to really offend me in that space.
Yeah.
And so like, I'm able to be like, okay, well, I just didn't like that joke.
Yeah.
But I still enjoy this person.
Right.
Like, I don't be like, oh, they made this joke, so this is this person's politics.
Right.
I think comedians nowadays, their problem is they'll go on Comedy Hype or Vlad TV and give these interviews about the ways they really think about shit. And that's the problem. Because some of them really don't have the range to discuss certain topics and issues,
Yeah.
But Chappelle doesn't do that. He's not somebody that's out interviewing.
No.
He's not
He don't
somebody
need to
that's
be doing
out.
all that.
Yeah, he doesn't have to. And so I just think that we live in a time of sensitivity. I don't like cancel culture, but I do believe that for certain things you should hold people accountable.
Yeah.
But I think that you can give people also space to express themselves.
Yes.
We need to give people time to be unlikable.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Oh, right.
You know what I mean? Give me a real reason not to fuck
like
with
you.
you.
Right.
But I can't be like, waiting for the word.
Right. But that's the same thing
Say
as
it.
you can't judge. Like, if you say, Lynn's a headliner, right? And then you see me working material at a 5-minute open mic. You can't really judge me as a headliner on that because
Yeah.
I'm working material.
Yeah.
You got to like see me do an actual set in an actual show. See me do a
Yeah.
headlining set to like really, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because when you're working material, it's not good.
It's questionable. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It really is.
And we were talking about this earlier, that you were saying something about Flame Monroe, because Flame Monroe now
Yes.
opens for Chappelle, or she's
Yes.
one of the openers for Chappelle. She's fucking amazing. I love
Yeah.
her.
And she's also touring for Tiffany Haddish right
Yep.
now. Flame Monroe is somebody that is incredibly special to me.
Mm-hmm.
She is not the most liked amongst the LGBT community,
Which is interesting.
Right, which is interesting. But it's about her views on transness and certain niche issues that
Yeah.
like are massively publicized, like things about like bathrooms and pronouns.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that trans people of color are not arguing over those niche issues, but because she has platform, she speaks on it, and her views on it don't always align with sometimes the way the LGBT community of today is asserting themselves.
Because she thinks differently.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
generational, and then it's also based upon her experience specifically as well. Like
Yeah.
she has such a unique experience being her age, being black.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Coming up in a time where like to be trans or to even be gay was not massively accepted in
Yeah.
the way that it is. And we still have a lot of work to do, but at the same time, we are nowhere where we were when she was coming up, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's just, I think that sometimes people erase that. It's a form of erasure. But Flame is very special to me. I met Flame a few years ago. She was headlining, well, really working material as a headliner, a comedy competition that I participated in. And we were doing it at not Fat Sal's, somewhere on Melrose.
Sal's Comedy Hall. Sal's Comedy Hall? Or Sal's... I know what you're
It was
talking
like
about.
it's a pizza
That's
place.
where you met Flame Monroe?
Where I met Flame Monroe.
In the U.S. Comedy Contest?
No, not the U.S. It was called the Comedy Minds.
Oh, okay,
Comedy
okay.
Contest, and they was giving up $500. I was like, I don't even know if I got it, but I got that $500.
Wait, so you met Flame there, and then you stayed friends?
Yeah, I met Flame, like Hope Flood, Boogie B that passed away this past Christmas. What's his name? It was an Asian comedian that I met. Like I met like a lot of like up and coming or like established comedians. Like Hope Flood is Comic View back in the 90s on BET. You know what I mean? Legend in her underground. You know what I mean? And that's that Lunel Connect and all that,
Oh, I
right?
love
Because that's her
Lunel.
best friend. And so like I was able to meet Flame. Flame performed. And I asked Flame after a show, I was like, how do you deal with, I get so nervous, like I want to throw up in my mouth, like before I get on stage, like how do you deal with that? And then she was like, one day you realize that you do this shit for you. And so she was like, I do this for me. I get up because I have something to say. So whether they respond, my hope and my intention is that they'll laugh and they'll enjoy me. But at the end of the day, I got up for me because I had something to say. I wanted to say this and I needed to get this off. I'm doing this out of necessity of my own.
Yeah.
And then so that kind of revolutionized the way that I started seeing getting on stage, where I was able to start bombing and being okay if I bomb. You know what I mean?
You got to be friends with the bomb.
Yeah.
You got to just accept it.
And it's hard. It's hard because it challenges your ego and your self-esteem. But and then her saying that definitely just changed my perspective. And then we've been friends. I've gone to her house for 4th of July.
Aww.
Like, she is a great human being and she's consistent, and she also passes back opportunity, which I think is really
love it.
important.
Well, we're waiting for Flame Monroe to do our show at the Ice House. That's what we're waiting on. So Flame Monroe, if you're listening, we're waiting for you.
Yeah.
We
and
are
she will
waiting.
share this for sure.
We
'cause
are
she's
waiting
supportive.
for you, because I just love booking, people who are such a powerhouse like that,
Yeah.
such an example for all of us.
Yeah.
And just,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm
She's
so
genuinely
inspired by you.
Great human being. She's a great human being, a great comic, but just a great person. You know
Also,
what I
can
mean?
you get me Chappelle tickets?
Can we do that? I'll take some Tiffany Haddish tickets
I'll
too
sit in
if
the
you got them.
back. I know.
Yeah,
Tiffany
like-
Haddish tickets, Lord.
And the way back.
I'll get you coffee. I'll get you dry cleaning. I'll polish your shoes. I don't care. I don't
I'll
care
pay
what
for
I
your
have
parking.
to do. I got that. I got that.
Yeah, I can do that.
Oh, this was such a good episode.
I love it.
We're going to end on Chappelle and Flame Monroe because icons. We love you guys. And
Yeah.
Thank you. And be a good friend to someone today, y'all. Always.
Be intentional.
Yes.
Treat people how
Communicate.
you want to be treated.
Communicate. Connect. Truly connect with people. Be your word. Have integrity.
Yeah. Just be a good person.
Just be a good person.
Y'all stop fucking up.
But thank you for listening, everybody. We'll see you back again next Lin Sunday for the Lintorious podcast, episode 4. Thank you, Jaylin.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, like, comment, subscribe, do all that cool stuff. Okay, bye.